Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome into the show that's on in the afternoon. We've got I am very excited to talk to our guest in studio today.
He's like MacGyver. It's awesome.
Joey Romer joining us here in studio. Now, you may have heard that name. First of all, very popular member of the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office for a very, very long time. You probably, if you've lived here for more than 5 years,
right,
you've heard this name before. Mm-hmm. But you may have heard it recently because he just got hit by a bus.
What?
He just got hit by a bus. So we're going to talk to him about how this happened and what people need to know. I mean, he was conducting a traffic stop.
Terrible.
Conducting a traffic stop right there on the side of the road. And, well, we'll get the story from him. I'm not going to sit here and tell the story to you.
Just move over.
Move over. We'll talk about the move over laws.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
These folks are on the side of the road every single day.
Yeah.
And people need to be aware and make sure everybody's as safe as possible. So we'll talk to him about that, his career in law enforcement. He trains dogs as well.
Whoa. Can't wait to
Amazing
talk about
dog trainer. He's the local dog whisperer here, I think,
Move
in
over,
St. Johns
Caesar.
County.
We've got Joey.
That's right.
Okay?
You need Caesar.
No,
Come on, get out of
Caesar.
here.
Yeah, please.
Joey laughs at Caesar. Okay?
Right.
Laughs at the guy. And a whole lot more. So let's get right into it, Davey.
All right, let's do it.
We start by telling you about our great friends at Bozard Ford Lincoln. They're celebrating 75 years here in St. Johns County and Northeast Florida. They're here for you. You can experience their extensive selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, quick and quality servicing, and their parts and accessories shop that is absolutely second to none. Make sure you grab a signature burger at Ford's Garage while you're there. Mm-hmm. I would recommend the 904 Now burger.
It's the best one.
It is. They offer services from home delivery to company fleet servicing. At Bozard Ford Lincoln, your family is their family, and they are driven to inspire. Also, our friends at the Bailey Group, and they provide custom solutions for happy, healthy employees.
I like this.
It's a very important thing. You need to take care of the people that take care of you. Building the perfect plan to attract high-performing and loyal employees is hard. Making sure that plan meets legal, regulatory, and other requirements, that's even harder. Mm-hmm. You need a program that is customized for you and your specific needs. Not an off-the-shelf package, not a cookie-cutter thing.
True.
It's never, you get those cookie-cutter things and then you run into a situation and you're like, oh, crap.
Right.
This is the one thing that doesn't cover that. If I would have talked to a local person, I would have been prepared for this. Mm-hmm. Finding the right solution depends on having a different perspective that can take a step back, see the bigger picture, and also kind of zoom in and look at those intricate details that you're going to need. That's where the Bailey Group comes in, bringing you the right people, technology, and experience, as well as the insights that can help you do so much more. Give them a call. Let them do all that and more for you. 904-461-1800. And of course, our friends at Amara Med Spa. If you are craving the perfect blend of relaxation and rejuvenation, Amara Med Spa is your answer. I really wish we could do the Davey cam for these. From luxurious spa treatments to advanced medical aesthetics, Amara's experts will personalize a plan just for you. Enhance your natural beauty with things like Botox, dermal fillers, or laser treatments. Experience top-notch care in their state-of-the-art facility. Feel refreshed and revitalized at Amara Med Spa, 2100 A1A South, Suite 2. Book your appointment today at theamaramedspa.com. All right, man.
It's relaxing. It's very Polynesian. Yeah, very Indonesian. Yeah.
All right, if you say so. Is that the sauce at Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
okay.
That is
right.
Polynesian.
Right.
So
Yes.
That's what got
Good
me
sauce.
tripped up
Good
there. Yeah,
sauce.
nice.
Yeah. All right. We've got Joey Romer here in the studio with us. How are you today, sir? Great to see you.
I'm doing pretty well, especially after watching you two this morning.
Yeah, we're weirdos. Hey, look, we're weirdos, man. You stepped into a weird zone here today.
Wake up the world.
That's it. Boy, you have been through a lot recently. We're gonna get into the reason you were wearing a sling here. If people haven't read this in the news yet, but let's talk about first your career in law enforcement. I believe you've been at it 42 years now, a very long time here in St. Johns County. What made you get into law enforcement? What gave you the bug? What gave you the itch to get into this profession? Because it's not something everybody steps into every single day. It's not something everybody can handle.
I don't even think y'all are old enough to remember Pantry Pride. I used to work at a grocery store called Pantry Pride, and I was in Jack's Beach.
Okay.
One of my buddies, Dave, actually had a brother, Billy Carlisle, that worked at Jack's Beach Police Station. And I was thinking about being a chiropractor, a fireman, whatnot. And he says, why don't you become a cop? I said, I couldn't be a cop. I had hair down to my chest.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So he got me hooked up with his brother to go take a ride along. And his brother looked at me and said, hey, you got to get your hair cut. So I got it cut from about right here, right up to here. Had my silk shirt on, had my Levi bell bottoms on, I had a tie on.
Wow, yeah, total cop material sounds like.
I was ready to ride, and Billy looked at me and he goes, you didn't get your hair cut? I said, yeah, I did. So
technically.
We rode the first night in Jack's Beach. Make a long story short, there was a little pursuit. There was a burglary in progress. They caught that guy in at the end of the shift. Unfortunately, some guy hung himself.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, wow, I want to do this again. He said, you go get your hair cut above your ears and you can come out tonight. I went and got it cut all the way up to here.
Whoa, you were in. You were in at that point.
Ever since, I was hooked.
That's amazing. Now, have you always been like connecting with people, even when you were at that grocery store? Were you like a people person?
On the most part, I remember the first class in college I took. I had to stand in front of the class and give a speech.
Oh, that terrified
So
me.
I never went back.
yeah. I'm right there with you. I am right there with you.
Years later, I ended up, got back into college through the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. We had a program that was very fortunate, so I ended up with my bachelor's.
Hey, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's farther than I'll ever get. So, we were talking before the show, and we spend a lot of time stressing about things like mental health on this show. So important. And in law enforcement, you guys are exposed to so much that I don't think people even realize. And I know Sheriff Hardwick is big on, when people go through a major incident, one of the first things he does is, hey, take a break and here's some options for mental health counseling and things like that. Can you give people any insights into into the mind of a law enforcement officer and what it really means to be out there in the streets every day, literally putting your life on the line every single day?
One thing that comes to mind is when something extremely traumatic is actually happening. Say, for instance, you're involved in a shooting.
Yeah.
Your mind, I think, goes so quickly that everything is in slow motion. I had, there was a bank robbery at Bank of America down at Wildwood and US 1. I was up in Fruit Cove. So we had a general description of a car, and we thought that it was just one suspect that had driven away in the car, and there were two suspects still in the woods. So I bolted over to I-95, the first turnaround, and what I try to read is you don't only have or body language of a person, but you have a vehicle language too. If somebody drives by and you're like looking at all the cars and they're just like stone-faced, stared ahead, it's kind of like, that's not right. Most people are like, hey, moving around
They want to see what's going on. They're curious, yeah.
So within a minute, I see this car goes by. It kind of matches. I said, okay, I'm going to get behind it and look at vehicle language. So long story short, it pulled into the Chevron at 210. It matched, somewhat of my suspect vehicle. I had run the tag. The guy gets out and bebops up to the front door, towards the front door. And I'm like, hey, I ran your tag. It doesn't come back as anything. I said, have you got your registration? And he's like, no, I don't have a registration. Okay, I just want to check it real quick. Have you got your driver's license on you? So I put him between me and the car, and from the back floorboard, two heads pop up and go back down. And I knew immediately I had my guys. These guys had gone around Tampa, Orlando, I think Tallahassee, a couple places, and had robbed banks. All three of them were armed and dangerous.
Wow.
So I literally, in my mind, I knew this was the car, and I'm praying, Jesus, am I going to be alive in 5 minutes?
Wow.
And you think that.
Right, because these guys have guns. They're willing to use them. Yeah.
What was ironic was, I told the guy he wasn't in trouble or anything, but I managed to grab his hand and put the one handcuff on him, and it was literally a struggle. I mean, you have to, in a sense, in a situation like that, you have to more or less fight for your life in a sense. I managed to get him handcuffed. So there was a gold police car on the other side of the gas pump where they were parked. It was from Atlanta. And I'm looking over and I see these two guys in shorts, flip-flops, and T-shirts. They're walking to the car and I'm like, I got bank robbers. I knew they were the cops and they were off duty.
Right.
Yeah.
I got bank robbers. They've got guns. So we managed to get up to the car. They fought their guy. He got away. I handcuffed my guy, but I'm looking at the bag of money on the back seat with $53,000 in it.
Was it covered
and I
in
see
purple
the guns.
ink?
Say what?
Don't they have the exploding thing?
No, this did not. That did not explode.
Okay.
No. So anyhow, I'm seeing the gun at the floorboard at his knees, and his hands are up, and
Golly.
yeah, you're pretty specific on your words, and yeah.
What's your adrenaline like? Is it going through the roof at that time, or you just keep it calm and collected?
I think the adrenaline comes later because you'll shake for hours afterwards.
Really?
I remember, I think it was my third. I was in a shooting one time, and after that, that was actually, February 21st, 2013. I shook. My body actually kind of went into seizures later on.
Really?
And you're not, it's so weird because I was angry with him for what he did. Mm-hmm. It wasn't my fault. It was his fault. And your body just reacts in a different manner.
Different
You
pulse,
can't
different
control
rhythm.
it.
Yeah. But you're a world traveler. I mean, you see a lot of different cultures and stuff. How has that influenced and affected your career?
I have fallen in love with the souls of the people. Mm-hmm. I don't go to your tourist areas. I don't stay on the tourist path. I meet with the people within the community. When I was 17 years old, I got dysentery from drinking water in a river and almost practically died. These kids carried me to a clinic. They put 2 IVs in me, squeezed, put a third in. And that family has become my family in Panama, in a little village called Sona. And beautiful, beautiful people. Yeah. And then Martinelli, who was the president previous, was elected from that village. And boy, you can drive those roads, beautiful roads, all the way out to Santa Catalina. Beautiful roads ever since. And the family started working for President Martinelli at the time. So it was very interesting. Very, very nice. But I get in with the people. Yeah. Just like in Bali, there's a family, God, they have brothers and sisters and cousins and whatnot. There's like 20 of them. Oh. They share one room with a hole in the floor that is a toilet.
Yeah, that's it.
And they have, this room here would make maybe 2 rooms, 3 rooms. Wow. They just cut them into sections. They have cardboard for their clothes, cardboard on the ground with maybe some foam on it, some pillows, and that's where the 2 kids and the 2 parents sleep. But they have hardly anything, and yet they're some of the happiest people on earth.
Right. I think that's such a powerful perspective for people to see. And I think you're probably lucky to experience that perspective too, because, a lot of people, it's so funny how some of the poorest cultures are some of the happiest people. I've heard that from so many different people. And, here we got this thing that's stressing us out 24/7, right?
Tell me about it.
You're fighting with your spouse. This and that. We've just got so much coming at us. The price of even just living in a house, in a basic house in places like St. Johns County will stress you out. So, boy, that getting those perspectives must just be just a great addition to your life. I don't know how else to put it.
Rewarding,
yeah.
You learn so many different cultures in different regions of the world. Europe, Panama, Bali, Indonesia, Puerto Rico. Oh boy, the Hispanics, they love to be loud and very vocal. It's a lot of fun. They're beautiful people. But again, you fall in love with the souls of the people.
Right.
People will look at them physically and say, God, that is just an ugly person. And then, but you
say that to me all the time, Joe. You say that to me all the time.
Well, I was trying to fix my hair like yours this morning.
The tracks look great. But how have dogs, I know there's a big connection with you and dogs and like smart paws and everything. Like, how have dogs also influenced your life?
Well, I was 11 years old and I trained my dog and a neighbor saw it. So he gave me $5 to train his dog. And then he got a neighbor, and I trained his dog for $5. I had some cash.
Yeah.
So I started reading books at the library and got into it and started going to dog training places. And I was 11 years old at the time. And just kind of got into it. Went to Jacksonville, started going to a place, up in Mandarin area that did training every weekend. So I learned a lot and started training other people's dogs, and I was doing it for free for so many years. And just kind of kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, came up with the name Smart Paws. And it kind of flew from there, and I started charging $25 an hour. Went up to 35, went up to 45.
Good.
And then I said, you know what? I'm going to go up to 65, 85.
It's not an easy thing to do.
125.
You go until you hit that ceiling, right?
Yeah.
Until you start getting more no's.
I know I'm good. I am
Yeah.
good. A lot of people see I'm positive as well as negative reinforcement, and there are some people out there that strictly want just the positive reinforcement. Now, positive reinforcement, there's nothing wrong with it. It may take 6 months compared to what I can do probably in a week. You know, but the dog has to know at the moment of the negative some discomfort to help it understand that this is a behavior that's not acceptable within the human pack.
Right.
So through that conditioning, through repetition, you condition the dog for the behavior that you want within its human pack.
So what's the secret? Because you see guys like Caesar Milan or whatever go in, and it seems like these dogs react to you instantly, and he knows commands. The dogs just know. I'm like, what is the big secret about really commanding the authority over
A dog needs
over
a
an
leader.
animal?
Yeah.
A dog does what a dog does because it doesn't know what else to do. Help it to understand kinesthetically, hands-on, show it what to do. And then the dog will understand what to do. But be a leader. The dog is the follower. The humans are the leaders. And the dog has to understand that. But a lot of people, they think with their heart and not with their mind.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that because they're beautiful people. They're sincere. They're kind. They're soft. But that's not what the dog needs. The dog needs leadership.
Right.
And we have to help the dog to understand by thinking in the way of the dog, not the way of the human. You know, what does a mother do to its puppy when it's not abiding by the rules? By the neck.
Right.
So what do we do? Is we use a collar. You know, we give it little leash snap corrections. The dog understands that. You do that to the neck of the human, then you're going to end up in the back of my patrol car.
yeah, right.
Calling Chris Lucero. Yeah.
So how long does it take to you get a really rowdy dog in front of you? Lots of energy.
Oh, I love energy.
Do you?
Yeah.
How long does
I've
it
got
take
your
to
match.
really? Yes, he does.
I've got
3
your
months.
match.
3 months.
I've got your match.
How long does it take to typically condition a dog into to what you want? To what you need?
Usually, if you're having a behavioral issue, the light bulb comes on in about 3 days.
Really?
Yeah, they start, you're like, oh, he's getting it after the third day. Like when I teach my group classes or I teach somebody, you know, let's condition the dog through repetition. You know, first day, you're going to be pulling your hair out. Second day, you get upset a little bit. It's not quite working. Third day, you're going to go, oh my God, the light bulb just came on.
Yeah.
Wow.
But different breeds are different kind of energies. I'm a pit bull lover, so I've got a pitty.
Yes.
And she's
Yes.
a laser focused kind of animal. I cannot break that concentration of what she's like talking about. So like, how do you deal with that with like a dopey Labradoodle?
You got to find out what motivates the dog.
Okay.
Now, you said doodle. That's got poodle in it.
Yeah.
You tell a poodle, no, too harshly.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, it's my last day on earth. I'm
That's what
done.
best friends are. He's
And
like,
the pitty
oh my
says-
God, what a wiener dog. Like,
He says,
geez.
screw you, I'm going to do what I
No,
want.
I like talking.
Yeah.
I used to get booked out 2 and 3 months, but I had 2 beautiful trainers that helped me out a lot.
Cool.
And Samantha and Megan, man, we were booking out. So I kind of want to back off. I want to be able to travel more, to breathe. Okay. You know, I was working 7 days a week. I had no life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So we all talked about building a resort to board dogs and train dogs, and I more or less stepped out of it. And they have built a beautiful facility up on Avenue A, 5 blocks north of the sheriff's office.
wow.
Yeah, wonderful. I keep my dogs there when I go away.
So you can board there too.
Oh,
as
absolutely.
As opposed to being a training
Boarding,
center.
training, cleaning your dog. What do they call that?
Right. Bathing. But is there any breeds that you don't board or you don't bring in?
I don't board huskies.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Oh, I've got a little husky. I know why. They'll try to escape on you, man. They'll get out of there.
My neighbors would be pulling their hair out, pulling my hair out.
Right.
Somebody pulled your hair out.
all of it. It was me dealing with this husky, man.
So huskies are very prone to heart attacks as well.
Interesting.
Really?
Yeah, and if they stress out too much, they could have a heart attack. But I just can't keep them quiet. That's just who they are. They're the closest
Really?
animal to the original dog, gray wolf.
Yeah, the wolf.
You know?
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
mine definitely has husky in her, but you will never hear a peep out of her unless she's sleeping. That's the only time I hear noise out of her, when she's like barking in her sleep. That's it. So I guess I got lucky on that tip, but she tries to escape in any way. I don't know how she's escaping
That's
this
fun.
yard
That's
at
her
some
game.
point.
She likes
Yes.
Fort Knox
Yes.
back there, and
Yeah.
she still finds a way out.
Oh,
Yeah.
mine are talkers.
Yeah.
They'll chirp. They don't bark. Like one of them is, we call her Birdie because she's a chirper. She'll chirp at me like a Wookiee all day, all day long. You're like, what are you talking about? So yeah, there's such personalities, right, Joey? They're just there's
amen.
something else.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. But a lot of times, hey, when the dogs are loud, people are like, hush, shut up.
Yeah.
Oh, you're driving me crazy. What are you doing? Bark, bark, bark. Bark, bark, bark. You're actually carrying on a conversation with the dog.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that. One of the best things to do is turn your back, ignore them. It's hard to do. And eventually, hopefully, the dog will quiet down.
So you kind of got to train the owner as well as the dog through the process, right?
Amen.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, some of the good things is I've trained dogs around the world, but I've even trained with the German police. They gave me a van to drive around with my dog. I couldn't believe it, a police van. I was like, we would not do this in America. Wow. But
we just don't loan out the cop cars, man.
But in Asia, I've noticed, you know what? Oh my God, they need some help over there.
Yeah, definitely.
So I was lined up to actually work a day over at Fens in Kuta, and now I don't think I'll be doing it.
Wow.
I was going to work a dog over there for a day.
I had friends that adopted a dog over in Bali and brought them back to the States. It was like a whole thing. They have to like literally like almost embezzle the animal out of the country to be able to get it here.
You can get them out, but you can't get them in.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Bali will not accept dogs.
Yeah, true. True.
Well, you kind of touched on it here. Let's talk about the reason you're in a sling.
Yeah.
This happened just last week, right? Not too long ago, just a few days ago, really.
Right around 6 p.m.
Yeah. Oh, geez, you're just getting ready for New Year's.
I was going to work New Year's for one of the guys. I don't know who ended up working, but I like to work for the guys when they want to do something, or if it's a holiday. I don't mind working holidays, you know. So, we had a reckless driver call coming down US 1, so I swooped off into Stratton Road there and saw the car go by. Following too closely, so that was a reason to go ahead and pull him over because he was committing a violation. Pulled him over in the area of Kensington going southbound on US 1, and I walk up to the driver window usually first, and once I feel comfortable, I can go over to the passenger window. But as I was talking, and I always look up. If I see somebody in the lane, hey, shine the flashlight down that way so they can see, because with the blue lights on, or the emergency lights on, Maybe they can't quite. They're getting blinded by the lights a little bit.
Okay,
and that's one reason to move over into the opposite lane or just slow down.
Yeah.
So when I see it, usually I'll shine the light. Hey, there's something up here, so slow down or move over. What I saw when I looked up, and I had looked up before, I was watching. For some reason, it was just right there, and I thought it was a truck. And I just kind of, in my brain. And boy, I was up all night the other night, going over in my head. I just wanted to let him know I was there.
Right.
And as I did, I was getting hit at the same time, and I'm watching my flashlight, and I realized when I was thinking the other night, I saw my flashlight on, and it probably went 100 feet. But I'm glad it wasn't me going 100 feet.
God bless
you.
But it did happen within 2-3 seconds. I looked up and I was like, whoa, I was scared. I was startled.
Yeah.
And,
So what happens after that? Like, did you, are you, like, what happens after you get hit?
Well, I jumped up and down like a kangaroo holding my hand because it hurt like a mofo. But I just knew I needed rescue, and I got on the radio, and I was kind of like high.
Yeah,
I'm normally calm on the radio, but I don't think I was calm on the radio. I wasn't. I was like, I'm hit.
No, you can't be after that. Yeah.
But what was ironic was my girlfriend had just sat down, and she was on the dispatch radio for about 2 minutes, put her headset on, and she was the one that answered the call. But I got to give her credit. Let me tell you what. She did phenomenally. She went right through the procedure. She did everything she needed to do on the money.
Cool.
On the money.
Wow.
She didn't go, because a lot of people say, oh my God,
I'd be a hot mess.
Right.
Somebody else take it out.
Right.
But no, she was calm, collective, and just did exactly what needed to be done. Got rescued to me quickly, got backup officers. Melanie Russell was the first one there. And when you have one of your own there, someone that knows you and is a part of you in a sense. Man, that made that really helped out a lot.
And just got to put you at ease, yeah.
So I appreciate.
So was this person intoxicated? What happened to this? Did they keep going? Did you stop this? Did they stop? Or
I thought it was a truck at first, and as it went by, I saw it was a black bus.
Jeez.
It was,
Jeez, you got lucky, man.
I've been saying it was it was a short bus.
Okay.
Oh, my bus. Sorry. Great. Yeah.
It's a big joke. It was a short bus. So it kept going. And I got on the radio. I said it was a black bus, you know.
Yeah.
And I saw it stop right around IGP at the traffic light area. And then I was told it came back. I don't know the circumstance. I don't know.
Okay.
Was it all just kind of a blur to you at that point? Just
I was more focused on the pain on my hand, and what I thought was apparently the muscle pulled down, and all I saw was blood. So I thought I was missing half my thumb.
oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I was like, oh my God, I got it up now.
Right,
I had my thumb, this thumb. I had
You're
this
like, I've been
thumb.
in 42 years, and now.
I had this thumb bitten off about 4 years ago by a German Shepherd.
No
And I
way.
looked down on the ground. I was training a dog, and we were just finished, and I was like, whoa!
Wow.
Because normally when a dog bites you, you want to feed the hand or feed the arm. You know, it's like,
Really?
you want that- yeah. They typically don't want all of it. They're like, oh, you're supposed to pull away.
Right.
Well, it was in the spur of the moment, and I pulled back, and I literally saw the top of my thumb with my thumbnail on the ground in front of the dog, and I swooped in and I grabbed it and I started running in the house. I said, I got to go to the emergency room. The guy says, what happened? I said, your dog bit my thumb off.
Wow.
The first thing he said was, you're not going to sue me, are you? I'm like, no.
Wow. Of course.
Yeah, right. These days, that's the
my
first thing that
job.
comes to people's mind.
If I get bitten, I get bitten. I've been bitten quite a few times.
So with the new ordinance, the move over law, how would that have changed this situation, do you think?
When I did look up, I did not see any other vehicles around him. It happened in the blink of an eye. It happened very quickly, but I just didn't see anything. And I was told, he was doing 60 miles an hour.
Golly.
Wow.
I was told, he said he knew he was supposed to move over, but he thought he gave me enough room. And again, this is hearsay. I don't know.
Sure.
But if he just would have moved over or just would have slowed down,
Yeah. 60 miles an hour is way too fast.
But hey, I'm not as hurt as a lot of people have been. And many people have been killed. I know one of the roadside crews that changed tires and help people. One of them, I'm on a site on Facebook, was killed just this past December.
Wow.
Yeah.
And there was a 6-year-old little girl that died up in Jacksonville. She got out of the passenger side when her mom was broke down.
Right.
I think it was a flat tire on the driver's side of the car. And all she did was just step right there to the white line at the edge of the road and was hit and killed a child.
Yeah.
If that person would have just moved over to the opposite lane or at least slowed down, I see these phone trucks and stuff on the side of the road. Saw one yesterday.
Yeah.
And he's got his flashers on. Well, I even gave him, it was a 2-lane road. I slowed down and even went into the oncoming lane a little bit, but he was nowhere near the truck. I don't know where he was, but the truck was there. I didn't see him, but I saw the truck and it had his flashers on. You are required by law to slow down. If you can't get over on a 2-lane road, then just slow down 20 miles an hour slower than the speed limit.
Totally.
Okay.
That would have made a huge difference.
I wrote 13 tickets on Move Over Act just in the past 2 months.
Really?
Yeah. I think
Wow.
35 for the year of 2023.
So you guys are out there looking for them. I
Oh.
mean, if you see somebody that's not moving, you especially now, I mean,
Literally.
you're going to have your eyes peeled for this.
Well, I've seen deputies almost get hit.
I bet.
Steve Lake was out on Nocatee a few months back, and he's leaning in, and this lady in an SUV her mirror just barely missed his back. But I sit there and I look specifically for people that don't move over when other deputies are doing something.
Yeah.
Or even a wrecker. Or these guys working on the side of the road with their lights on. I will sit there intentionally, and if somebody violates the Move Over Act 99 and 9/10 of the time, you're going to get a ticket.
What does that look like? Yeah. What's the penalty if you don't move over?
It's only $136, but I say only, but for $136, it's a lot of money for some people.
Right.
it is a lot. It's for most of us, especially here in St. Johns County.
True.
Yeah. So what kind of vehicles does this apply to? It sounds like it's not just police vehicles.
No, you've got your wreckers, you've got your ambulances, fire trucks, police cars. Now, any vehicle on the roadside, if it's got their flashers going, they have got to, if they cannot move over, They have got to slow down 20 miles an hour slower than the posted speed limit.
What if they put a red thing? Sometimes I see the red flag and they don't have the flashers on. You know, they'll put a red T-shirt.
I'm going to have to look at the statute, but I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not going to say either way because that I don't know. I would have to read into the new statute.
Interesting. Just move over nonetheless.
Well, there was recently an incident where we had to take a dog. I had a plane crash in front of me on 323.
I remember this, yeah.
And the poor dog Emma, I managed to get. I had the help with somebody dressed all in black. We got the gentleman out of the fire, and the woman got out on her own on a plane crash. But when we took the dog to animal hospital, we were in a fire truck, and we had the lights going and the siren going. And I would say 90% of the knuckleheads, of the people, would not move out of the way.
Get out.
For a fire truck with lights and sirens on.
Yeah, it was a pickup truck, fire truck.
What do you think that is?
still.
You think it's a distraction? You think it's like too loud of music playing in their car? Like, I mean, I always move over.
I think what people should do on the most part is adjust their mirrors to where
Okay.
they can see in their peripheral vision. If I'm looking forward, I've got my mirror,
Right on, yeah.
Yeah, just yesterday I was on Holmes and I saw an ambulance coming. Yeah, hey, I moved completely out of the way, well ahead of time. And then he has to get right on the bumpers of these other cars to make them get out of the way.
Wow.
Just
I don't think there's a ton of education around that either
True.
anymore. It doesn't
there
seem like
should.
we hear as much about that.
This is educational.
Yeah.
This needs to be done. It needs to be put out there. Move over. It may save somebody $136. It may save a life. It may save from injury. Yeah.
Absolutely. Joey, what do you think your guardian angels are saying about you upstairs? You have come through some incredible circumstances.
Yeah. Well, November 2nd of 1997, I was run over from behind by a golf cart, including my 5-year-old daughter at the time.
Oh my God.
Crushed 3 discs and cracked my hip. I was down for the count for a good, I couldn't walk hardly for 6 months. Still couldn't walk for a couple years after that, but after about 3 years, I got around pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
This
Yeah,
guy's
I've been
got to have
lucky.
a
I've been
team
shot
of
at.
guardian angels out
Right,
there,
it's
right? You got a
Been
SWAT
shot
team
at
of
a few
guardians.
times. I've heard the bullets go by. I've had to go home and change my drawers a few times.
Yeah, I bet.
Unfortunately, I've been involved in 3 shootings. Crazy. First one, Circle K, 16 and 95. Second one, Circle K, 207 US 1. Third one, right across the street from my first one.
People think, people from the outside think you guys look forward to that stuff.
No.
Getting into those things. It's got to be the thing you want the least as a police officer is to get into situations like that, violent situations, shootings, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I want to take care of it.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Right.
because
You have to.
I don't want to see you hurt.
Right.
Guarantee somebody starts to hurt you. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to protect you.
Yeah.
It's people helping people. And that's what it's all about. Not just in law enforcement, but here in life, everyday life. I had a woman, here I am in my cast the other day. I was in Publix and I just went to get a little thing of sushi. And she had a grocery cart full of stuff in front of me. And she said, hey, go ahead and go in front of me. I said, oh, thank you, because I was going to be quick.
Yeah.
And she says, let me pay for that. I'm like, oh, no. And she was adamant. So she paid for it. I thanked her. I got out of there and I sat out in the parking lot. She was parked right in front of me. I said, hey, if you ever have a dog, I will train it for free. I said, I'll give you a $125 free training lesson.
Joey, I'm going to
That's
buy you
cool.
some sushi this afternoon, buddy.
You're double.
Joey Romer, hey, thank you so much.
Golly.
This was a great talk, man.
Such
I had
a
a lot
great
of fun.
talk.
I learned a lot.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming in. Hit us up anytime. We'd love to have you back in studio sometime.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Amazing human being.
Tell people where they can find you at Smart Paws, too, please.
Well, you can talk to the girls, Megan and Samantha, at 4735. I think that's what it is, 4735 Avenue A. It's 5 blocks north of the sheriff's office.
Okay.
They've got the training facility. They've got boarding, great boarding and grooming.
Okay.
So, and I'll be in Bali. So if you ever want to go to Bali, hey, give me a
you go.
holler.
Let's
All
go,
right.
brother.
I got Charles that will pick you up.
Okay.
And I have Tamanasi homestay, and then Komang will set you up with a scooter.
love
And what was crazy? One last thing.
Yeah.
So 2019, Agung, the volcano erupted while
Okay.
I was there.
Oh, wow.
Great stuff. So the next year I went back to Taal in the Philippines. We're coming in for a landing and it exploded 22 miles to our south.
Okay.
Smoke was coming out going this way. So 2 volcanoes in a year.
And you're excited about that. Jeez, yeah, man.
Oh,
man.
Joey. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, man. That was fun.
That was a lot
That
of
was fun.
Great
But,
adventure.
I mean, also, moral of the story, move over.
Move
the hell over.
Yes.
Jeez,
Just
man.
move over. Slow down, move
Yeah,
over. Yeah.
that's the best thing you can do. Best thing
100%.
you can do. All right. Let's see here. You don't have to worry about moving over if you were with riding the Old Town Trolley.
Hey, perfect.
Yeah,
You just
there you go.
sit there and ride.
Well, there's a lot more than that, Davey. Jeez. No, they offer an immersive experience through just the best sites in the city of St. Augustine. They're going to teach you a lot. There's a lot of great information. You're going to have fun along the way, too. It's just a fun thing to do. It's a great family thing as well. So get your butt on the Old Town Trolleys. It's the best way to get through downtown if you want to see stuff.
And give a call to All American Air. They've been serving St. Augustine. They take great pride in providing quality service and installations, in turn gaining a customer for life. All American Air can match any price, but no one can match their quality and service. Their friends at All American Air can take exceptional care of your home unit. If your filter is gray, don't forget it can be changed today. Give them a call, 904-461-0070.
And of course, our friends at Bin 39 Wine Bar, a little wine bar you're going to love at the end of St. George Street, right out there by Orange Street. Mm-hmm. Did I say St. George Street? I didn't say that.
It was
did
like
I?
a hybrid of orange and St. George.
Yeah,
So it
I was
works.
thinking
Yeah.
orange. I was saying George. All right. Awesome atmosphere. The atmosphere is absolutely amazing out there. Perfect for a little gathering or a spontaneous after-work unwind.
Very nice.
You're going to find your new wine out there at Bin 39. Give them a call. 904-827-5740. All right, it is horoscope time.
Oh boy.
Libra and Aquarius on deck. Clay, let's get this moving. All right.
Oh, very nice.
Libra, your constant pursuit of balance will be disrupted this week.
Oh.
Expect to be thrown off as chaos ensues in all areas of your life. Your efforts to keep the peace will all be in vain. Leaving you feeling drained and disheartened. Remember, life is messy and sometimes you just have to let go of control.
Yeah. True.
Hard for some people to do.
That is true. Control freaks.
Aquarius, your rebellious nature will be met with resistance this week. Your unconventional ideas and desire for change will be met with skepticism and extreme opposition. Expect to feel isolated and misunderstood as you fight against the norm. Remember, not everyone is ready for your groundbreaking brilliance.
Not that great.
All right. What do you got, Davey?
Well, we've got some great things happening. We've got Limelight presents Shakespeare in the Parking Lot.
Okay.
So this company called Pursue by a Bear is doing A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare, one of the greatest shows ever. The show dates are January 5th, so tomorrow, the 6th, and the 7th. This is all happening around 7 o'clock p.m., and then on the 7th is at 2 o'clock p.m. This is happening in the back parking lot of Limelight Theater, so this is going to be very, very cool. The admission is free, but there's also limited seating. If you'd like to reserve a seat, please email them, and I'll put that in comments. It's pbab.shakespeare@gmail.com. I'll put it in comments, no problem, no big deal. But very, very cool. This is happening 7 o'clock p.m. over at Limelight Parking Lot. So that could be very kind of cool.
All right.
It's an outdoor play, so I could see how this could really work. So yeah.
Cool. Very good.
First Friday Art Walk is happening this Friday.
There you go.
St. Augustine's premier monthly art experience. So check out all the different art galleries. There's Ancient City Art Gallery is going to be featuring a block party over at Villas Street. So yeah, check them out, Ancient City Art Gallery. They've got a lot of fun things happening, and they're supporting a lot of local artists, which is great. This is that Friday from 5 to 9 p.m.
All right, good deal. They love Art Walk.
Yes. Hey, Hastings is doing a Boulevard car show. Running with the Big Dogs is what it's called.
Okay.
Discover an automotive history at the at the Hastings pop-up market and Boulevard car show on February 10th. So save that date. Marvel at the classic and vintage cars on Hastings Main Street and enjoy engaging stories from passionate owners and explore a lively pop-up market offering unique finds. Whether you're a car enthusiast, collector, or looking for a delightful day out, join them for an unforgettable celebration of classic cars and vintage treasures. This is happening at 9 a.m. And the show starts at 10 a.m. Excuse me.
Okay.
Hope to see you there. Very cool.
All right. Yeah, that sounds a good one. Sounds like a good one. All right, man. Cool.
Yeah.
Car show with the big dogs.
Big dogs, yes.
Dogs. DAWGs,
Yes,
it said, by the way.
for sure.
All right. Hey, let the big dogs at Panache.
Hey, yes, the fancy dogs.
That's like calling Donna the Buffalo. We can't call those ladies and gentlemen dogs.
She'll be here tomorrow.
Okay, good. Since 1987, Panache opened its doors to be a cut above the rest. Their mission at Panache is to care for their team, their guests, and their community. From scalp to soul and bring joy to the world one service at a time. The Panache difference is their carefully chosen and highly trained staff who is there to exceed your expectations every single time. Same goes for their elegant salon space, by the way. They're dedicated to comfort and devoted to innovation and artistry. They're focused on making your day and continually raising the bar. They're also proud to align with Aveda in their mission of ethical and sustainable business practices and their high fashion aesthetic.
Oh, very nice.
You got to go into Panache, a staple of the island, a staple of St. Augustine, a staple of St. Johns County. GetPanache.com.
Hey, I've got exciting news from the United Way of St. Johns County.
Love it.
Before the break, they were not sure if they were going to get the giant grant, but they're thrilled to announce a monumental $650,000 grant for over 3 years from the esteemed Dolores Barr Weaver Legacy Fund.
Wow.
And the Community Foundation of Northeast Florida. So cool. The transformative contribution will support the St. Johns County United Way's mission to create greater health, education, and financial stability for all neighbors in St. Johns and Putnam County. A heartfelt thanks to Dolores Barr Weaver for their unwavering support. Check out more on unitedway-sjc.org, and congratulations, you guys. It's amazing what happens when we live united.
Yes, sir. That is the truth, man. All right. How are we ending the show today?
All right. Well, we've got classical art memes that prove the struggle has been real throughout the time.
I just did Pinky Up, but I did it Dr. Evil style.
Dr. Evil style. $1 million.
$1 million. Okay.
All right, Clay. So here we go. When the staff meeting is about to end and then somebody asks another question.
Oh, my God.
I hate this. It even happened in school. It was like, come on, Becky.
It's always Clay in our staff meetings.
Always. Jeez, Clay. Okay. When you're already irritated and you catch your pocket on the kitchen door knob.
Dude, this happened to me the other day.
Hate that.
I know, it's frustrating.
Urgh.
It's like, it always happens when everything's going wrong.
Yeah.
And you're like, can life get any worse?
It's like, that was the last straw.
It really always is. Yep.
Next one. This escape room sucks. Once again, sir, this is a psych ward.
Oh, yeah. They're made so you can't escape.
This next one. When you come home drunk and you start lecturing your pets. Yep.
Wow,
Yep.
that's an actual photo of me.
Probably. Yep. Me too. Next, when you can feel a sneeze coming.
That's great.
Next up, me immediately aging 50 years after asking an intern what straight bussin' no cap means.
Oh, okay. All right.
Troy.
I think I know that one. Yeah, that almost looks like Troy. That's a Troy beard.
Yeah, the
if you
outfit.
put a hat on that guy,
Yep.
that's almost exactly Troy,
Look at
honestly.
the eyes, guys. Look
the
at the eyes.
the
Yeah.
nose. I got to tell you, I think Troy is reincarnated
There
from
it
this
is.
guy.
Next up, sorry, we're going to have to cancel tonight. I hope you haven't gone to any trouble. Meanwhile, she's like literally everything by hand.
Yeah.
Next up, AI will never replace my job. Why? I'm unemployed.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I think AI can do that, though.
I think so too. Next up, when it's 4 o'clock in the morning and your cat is hungry while your dog needs to relieve itself.
Jeez.
Gotta go out. Next up, when you want to comfort your BFF, but her boyfriend dumped her and you're missing your show at the same time.
No. No. That picture with the demons is so weird.
Isn't that nice?
There's a lot going on there.
Classical artwork.
It's
worth
classical
millions.
artwork. Okay. Millions of dollars. All right, man. Good show today. Thank you for helping wrangle that. Thank you to Joey Romer
Yeah.
for coming in. Great show.
Very
man.
cool.
Very fun guy to talk to. Thank you, Clay, for pressing all the buttons. You guys out there for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you in the morning.
Bye, everybody.